This is how you make a successful animated movie, K-pop Demon Hunters. Let's get into why. This movie is not how I expected it to be, honestly. K-pop has some oddness to it, so I went into it expecting some of the freakiness that watching anime gets you, but it was not like that at all. Act 1 breaks down pretty clearly the main concept and the story context. It's explicit about who our characters are and what their goal is, and very early in the movie is this established. This is exactly what Act 1 is supposed to accomplish. There are a few key things that you need to establish, or you can leave your audience too confused to keep watching. Here are those few things. Who your character is. This means their personality, what they do, with what they're involved, with whom they're involved. You can add or remove to this list, but you should keep the two baseline, who they are and what they do. Secondly, where they are, what setting they're in, such as country, their family, the circumstances surrounding their occupation or their school or whatever. Thirdly, establish what their main goal or desire or need is. K-pop Demon Hunters did this quickly by sharing the exposition of who the Demon Hunters are. Their goal is to wipe out the demons. You've got to take this information and add to it, disrupt it, and mold it to change your characters by the end of the story. Maybe you could write out some of the main pieces of information on our page and describe how you're going to adjust that during Act 2. The second act reveals more of the intricate details about the plot and some of the plot twists that create dramatic tension between the main characters. Dramatic meaning the characters don't know, but the audience does. This is where we add some of those elements we created to disrupt the main points we created. So this movie would have something like secrets between the characters. We get the main plot point that adds stakes to their dreams in Act 2. Our characters work towards overcoming their stakes until a major interruption happens. The main character loses her voice. This leads way to some sort of Romeo and Juliet type of connections between her and the main villain. All of these tensions and feelings bubble up into a climactic scene where the world seems to end for our heroes and the villains seem to have the upper hand. The next part is what I like to call holding the tension hostage. The movie leaves us in this moment, not letting the climax be the true climax. We stay in this tension wondering if the villains might actually win. And the stakes are even higher now because we can see the real world people at stake. Just a reminder that our worksheet helps us describe the stakes and keep them in mind. In this moment in the movie, our characters are at risk of losing who they are, changing where they are, or failing to achieve what they need. Additionally, not all of the Act 2 disruptions or changes need to be high stakes negatives. You'll have to determine which are stakes and which are positive changes to make, like a character realizing their flaws and making changes by the end of the movie. Moving on with the movie, the stakes are raised even higher because the main hero is tempted with abandoning the whole operation, leaving only two heroes to possibly win by themselves.
If this is the Honmoon I'm supposed to protect, I'm glad to see it destroyed.
The tension is held hostage, but hope still exists. The hero doesn't fold to the temptation and she comes back with so much confidence that she feels like she can defeat the villain on her own. But the hope she had awoke the others who were circling the drain and they began the final battle to win out the day. Then, one of the plot moments that impacted me happens. The main villain, who's been teasing at being good instead of evil, who we thought fell to his evil ways, walks away from his life in a self-sacrificial way.
You gave me my soul back. And now, I give it to you.
This sparks a chain of hope spreading through everyone that gives the heroes the power to defeat the evil. Act 2 should keep most of the story within it. It's where the stakes and changes from Act 1 and Act 2 on our worksheet actually take place. The climax happens right at the end, where the story sets in stone all the changes that actually stay. We can write these changes into our Act 3 section. Keep in mind, these are kind of simple. You can make these as complex as you want. What you should do is watch the movie yourself and use this worksheet to describe each of the story's sections in detail. This will truly help you understand a film's story structure. It follows a pretty classic story structure, and if it helps, you can look at my Dan Harmon Story Circle video to learn more. But I want to discuss some of the cultural concepts this movie has that allow it to be received well as a new animated movie. The first point I think is important and is easily overlooked is actually writing towards your audience, but in a real way, not in a cringy millennial boomer type of way. So many movies try to hit on the Gen Z or whatever young people way of speaking, but they usually do not eat and leave no crumbs, nor do they understand the assignment. This movie speaks to the behaviors and dialogue of the people who love the movie. I would assume that the writers either are young people, have young people in their family, or they consulted young people with the dialogue in the movie. Don't miss this if you're trying to appeal to a specific group. Really specify the audience. Learn how they truly speak. There's also two features of the script that I think make it such a hit. I call them empathy maxing and sweetness maxing. Empathy maxing is great. This is a super simple concept that can be put anywhere in your writing. First, K-pop Demon Hunters gives us empathy for the main lead. She's already introduced and the audience is supposed to love her, but it's revealed she has a fatal flaw. She's got demonic blood. But we already love her and hate the demons, so we feel the pain she feels about her own fatal flaws. This empathy keeps getting hit on during the movie. It's like driving a nail deeper and deeper. Here's a simple formula for empathy creation. Figure out your character, then list out what makes them lovable and what their fatal flaw is, or what makes them hateable. Pro tip, you can reveal these in either direction. For good guys, reveal their lovable traits first. For bad guys, do the opposite. Once you've got these two, move into their backstory. You'll need to reveal two things. The first is sympathy. You need to show the character's misfortune, or their risked misfortune. This is going to impact and shape the character in the future. Then you'll need to show the audience that they can overcome their fatal flaw. But the character shouldn't know that right away. It's a dramatic sort of thing. You prove that they can, but because the character doesn't believe it, there's an emotional disparity between the audience and the character, and empathy fills that gap. On top of that, there's empathy maxing for the main villain. We learn that he's secretly a good guy. He's just suppressed. He's a good guy in a bad circumcision. Poor guy. Poor guy. This guy can follow the same empathy maxing character sheet. The only difference is we don't get the entirety of his empathy until later. It's revealed backwards from the girl. So we're being teased with this dude's goodness, and we're seeing him realize his goodness more, which makes it harder to see him trapped. This empathy maxing especially helps stir the success of the film. It leaves room for people to think and feel about the movie even long after it's over. The other angle, sweetness maxing. These are feel-good, super cute moments of the movie. For example, this scene where the cat is trying to pick up the pot. It's just simple, cute moments that make this movie so easy to watch. And this sweetness maxing gives us an internal conflict with the main villain. These cute animals hint to us that he's not actually that bad of a guy. If somebody's a bad guy, their pets are also bad guys. This movie is littered with the sweetness maxing, which makes it so easy to watch and so easy to share. Let me know if this analysis will help drive your content. You can share with me in the Discord linked below. Thanks for watching.